It's Nolan. Ayy, I've been waiting for something for me to snap on. Graduated from the freestyle, stay with a cap on. Black on, been in my publishing for these rap songs. Making whack nigga back off, let the cash grow. 5 in the morning, I'm up with my baby, no sleeping. Clown niggas, y'all Barnum and Bailey, I'm creeping. Got an army with me, nah, it's a Navy, so y'all better pay me like K-Dot, them arms to be waving. I had a couple brushes with devils, quiet as kelp. I'm charging for air, you boys talk under your breath. God is my witness, he with me, and he counting my steps. So anybody riding with me, y'all should double your bets. I chose W's, like Aisha Wilson out this bitch. Nigga argue about the gold, I want a Billy out that bitch. I been counting more cheese like a Philly in this shit. A verse hard white like I'm breaking down a brick. Ratchet on me like the repo man. They done brought me back to life like Encino man. Ran off with the yams like an elope man. I got dealt with the chip, I'm the Frito man. I want millions, Benzes, numbers up senses. Nigga try to count me out, now I want vengeance. 100 rat taught me how to run it back. Clemson, all I do is work in my city, I need pension. Somebody said it'd be disrespectful to rap on it. I'm by business, y'all niggas ain't got the acumen. Immaculate, I've been adamant with these savages. The flow is so extravagant, extrapolating arrogance. Thought ain't even drop yet. Bitch, I got plans too. Nigga wanna scrap about it, bitch, I got hands too. Yeah, man, got a nigga twisted like a can too. I clean him out like shampoo. I pity y'all some damn fools. Man, this shit too easy, man. I'm just having fun with you niggas, man. Yeah. It's J Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this Sunday evening. In this particular video, we're going to be getting into Kendrick Lamar, One Good Time. And word on the street is that Bodies, remember the song that was promoted right when GNX was released, the song we've been waiting for the full version of for many months now. Also, the song that Kendrick performed a little bit of extra lyrics from at the Super Bowl and has been doing the same thing throughout the Grand National Tour. It is now rumored that we may possibly be receiving the Bodies, aka Deets, which is the official title for the song. It's called Deets. We may be getting it sometime soon. Now, why are we saying that? Okay. So, it's being spread on social media, specifically on Twitter, that there is now a credits, a line of credits uploaded to ASCAP BMI Songview, which is where artists register their publishing interests in their music, credit the songwriters, etc., to make sure that everybody gets the money off of the publishing, right? So there's now an entry on ASCAP BMI Songview for the song Deets with all of the producers and Kendrick Lamar as the performer, all right? So in order to receive publishing revenues, one would assume they probably want the song to be released. And the best way to make sure that everybody gets their fair share when it's released is to make sure that the registration happens before. Now, typically, especially for somebody like a Kendrick Lamar, I think that with GNX, some of the publishing and stuff got a little bit mixed up because he dropped the album on a surprise date. And I think the entries from the album ended up having to be sorted out retroactively, which is why people like Lefty Gunplay, he didn't even have like a BMI set up at the time. Other artists that were involved that didn't have all of their business in order necessarily when the album dropped. They weren't necessarily prepared. But this time around with this new song, allegedly if it drops, they're getting to it ahead of time. All right. Now I have seen the screenshot. Shout out to Love is Back 24 on Twitter for sharing the screenshot. But I wanted to go ahead and do my own checks since y'all know I've used Songview on this channel a few times before when it came to the Glorilla situation where Plies was trying to sue Glow, Meg, and Cardi. We've pulled up those Songview credits before. So I decided to pull it up on my own just to ensure that this is a real entry and not something that's been made up. And I'm about to share my screen to show that it is confirmed. All right, so here we are on BMI Song View, where we can actually get into the deets of deets. Okay, so the writers and composers that we have on this song, which is all of the contributors from writers to producers to instrumentalists that are, negotiating their own credits. We have Jack Antonoff, right? Who Kendrick has been very active with working with recently. He's also known for working with Taylor Swift and others in the pop category. Of course, we have Kendrick Duckworth, as in Kendrick Lamar. We have Dominic Partrick. We have Mark Anthony Spears, and we have Kamasi Washington on here. And of course, Kamasi Washington, keep a horn on me, that Kamasi. And Kamasi Washington is also a frequent collaborator of Kendrick Lamar, especially if you go through the work from like To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn. He's all in that stuff, right? So also in the publisher, you have BMG Gold Songs. Shout out to BMG. You have Edition Cray. You have WC Music Core. You have Isimo Compositions, Kamasi Music, Songs of Universal Inc., and Universal Music Corporation. Of course, because Kendrick Lamar has a pub deal also with Universal Music Publishing. Okay? And they have a long-standing relationship. Of course, he's signed to Universal Music as an artist via Interscope. All right, so this is official. This is not fake news. Now, I want to break down other possibilities so that we don't get our hopes up too high for this Deets song to be released and it still may never come out. Now, the possibility is that Kendrick and his team are just registering this song because he's been performing it out on the road. Okay? Because there is a such thing as performance royalties. And performance royalties don't necessarily all come from live performances. Performance royalties come from streaming. Performance royalties come from sales. Performance royalties come from YouTube. Performance royalties come from a variety of different locations. When your song gets played in public at a venue, you get performance royalties. When your song gets played at a festival, just if a DJ runs it, as long as whatever venue that the music is being played at, if they have a relationship with ASCAP or BMI, then they pay what they call statutory rates to where those usages must be paid for, right? If a restaurant plays your music, if you go into retail store, Target, you're shopping, you're in the mall, the music that they're playing in those stores is registered and reported. It has to be paid for. If music is being played anywhere in the world, 9 times out of 10, it's being paid for unless the business is not buttoned up. Therefore, somebody's missing money, right? So as Kendrick has been embarking on this grand national tour with SZA, he's been performing this song since the Super Bowl. And he's performed this song in what? How many cities has he already performed in? So it looks like 23 dates that he's already completed. He's wrapped up the US leg of the tour just a few days ago. They have until July 2nd before the European run starts. So I think that's exactly why this Deets has been registered, to make sure, because the reporting on the money and all of that stuff, it works retroactively. It pays retroactively. So if he was performing this music for the last 3 months and it wrapped just the other day, then you got to register all of those performances, all 23 of those performances, they have to be logged in the system. You inform the company about what city you were in, what venue you were in, how many people were in the venue, the name of the promoter, etc. And then you and all of your contributors for that song get paid out for those 23 performances. Not to mention, he's about to do international dates, which means that he's going to be getting international performance royalties when he takes on the European leg of the tour. So I think that's actually the most sensible reason as to why this Deets record has been registered, right? Because if you're performing an unreleased song and you don't register it, then you don't get any of the royalties for performing it. So therefore, even if it's not publicly out for streaming and for public consumption, you still want to get paid because it's a part of your set list. And again, you got to report your set list from doing all these dates. So personally, I think that's the most likely reason. Now, hopefully we still get the full song. Hopefully we get an official release date. Hopefully we get the ability to hear the entire song. That's my hope. But with me being knowledgeable of how these things work and kind of having my own experience with doing things of this nature, clearly not to that scale, I got to look at it from both sides of the fence. And being that it has not yet been registered with the streaming companies, it seems that I am still able to play it one good time. So let's just run this motherfucker one good time before they do solidify a release date, and then we can't react to it no more because of the copyright claims and all that shit that's coming on the way. All right, let's just play it for one good time. Let the good times roll on the YouTube.
Only thing matter right now is living right now, and I can't spare no feelings. Quiet on set, but my aura loud. I navigate through hood shit and wisdom. The money out here, young man, for a quarter on hand, you'll die broke trying to play victim. The little ideas I told made people go rogue until God did me a big one. Reincarnated with love.
Yeah.
My Gemini twin back powering up. No more handshakes and hugs. The energy only circulate through us. Everybody must be judged. But this time God only favoring us. 20 years in, still got that pen dedicated to bare hard truth. The head can speak with a vigilant tongue. The predicate this time is fuck you. I'm carrying heavier hearts right now. I can power live for the Olympians too. I'm carrying various darts right now. I deserve this bitch like tiramisu. See, we go body for body. I hand you a body. I'm probably a better masseuse. I really don't bother nobody, but they running by me if I gotta clear out the room. You would not get the picture if I had to sit you for hours in front of the Louvre. When I have a soul, even if I told you to stand next to Johnny and Q. Started with nothing but government cheese, but now I can seize the government too. Remember the fools, them color was tan and brown, but now the 100 is blue. Remember I said I'm the greatest back when you debated the number one and number two. Topic was always hilarious to me. You carried them to me, I brought out the face.
Yeah. Come on, PG Lane. Come on. Let that bit fly. Let us get the rest of it. What was the rest of it once he brought out the broom on them niggas? Once niggas brought on number one and number two, what happened? What's the resolution? You know what I'm saying? Who got splashed? Ain't that what that nigga was saying? All the text of Kendrick talking about the battle. I'm about to splash him. I splashed him. Who got splashed? Shit. But yeah, man. And I know some people probably gonna look at this video and be like, damn, J Nolan, you're a killjoy. You killed it. Fuck, I was getting my hopes up that song is gonna come out. I still have my hopes up as well. Please believe me. Believe me, please. But I can't have a willing suspension of disbelief when I have further knowledge of how this stuff works behind the scenes. I gotta give y'all the real. I gotta give y'all the honest. I gotta be forthcoming with what I know. Otherwise, this show shouldn't be called Inside the Industry. It should be called, it wouldn't be. It would just be fucking the J Nolan News Show, like I used to call this shit when I was trying to figure it out. That shit would call J Nolan News. This shit called Inside the Industry now, baby. I gotta give y'all my industry input. But I get it though. Let me know though. Let me know what y'all think of this. Do y'all think we still get this Deets record? Or do you think that my theory is more so correct? As we're talking about the Grand National Tour, SZA recently came out and basically showed a really high level of gratitude to Kendrick for her inclusion on this tour, her initial hesitance to take part in the tour because she felt that people were only going to come out and support for Kendrick rather than her being like an equal party or feeling, like she actually belonged there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up that interview of her talking about that. So here we are. SZA says she was anxious that people would only go to the Grand National Tour to see Kendrick. They say SZA might be co-headlining one of the biggest tours of the year. Not just the year. It might be one of the biggest tours of all time. But she says she still struggled with imposter syndrome leading up to its kickoff. While answering guest interviewer Chappell Roan's questions for Interview Magazine cover story published Tuesday, the R&B hitmaker revealed that she used to be plagued by anxious thoughts when it came to performing. She says, every time I had to go on stage, every time I had to get on a carpet, I'd have full-on panic attacks. I used to not show up to something because it was like, I'm never going to win. No one cares that I'm here. Why would I go? So she was even hesitant to show up to award shows and things of that nature because she felt like nobody really gives a fuck. Why she thought that, I don't know. I mean, she's been super successful the whole way. But anxiety does not, it spares no one, right? I remember back when I first started performing, I wouldn't perform. People was like, man, you need to go to this open mic. You need to go over here. You need to do this. You need to meet this person over here. And I put that shit off for years just to ever get on stage. You know what I'm saying? I would battle niggas in front of people, but when it came to performing my own songs, I had like this debilitating thing, and I would always try to act like I was too cool to do it. I ain't really worried about that shit, man. Niggas know what I do. No, niggas didn't know what I do. Anyway, SZA struggled with that anxiety as recently as right before the Grand National Stadium tour kicked off in April, with the singer telling Roan that she was convinced people would only attend to see her powerhouse tour mate Kendrick Lamar. Same thing with the Kendrick tour, she said. Everybody's going to see Kendrick. I don't even know if I have anything to show these people that's exciting and new. Fast forward a few months, and both SZA and Dot have been crushing their performances across the United States and Canada. In July, the Luther collaborators will bring the Trek to arenas and stadiums all over Europe, closing the Trek with 2 Australian shows in August. Fortunately, SZA shared that she's since been able to kick her anxious thoughts to the curb through connecting with her spirituality, whether it's consulting her astrologer or learning about laws of magic. So she says now it's just like, fuck it. I don't have anything else to do, and I want to see where this door is going to lead. She says of her approach to performing now. I want to walk through the door. I want to see what happens in the uncertainty. The interview comes out about 2 months into the Grand National Tour, which launched April 19th with a show in Minneapolis. SZA and Lamar most recently stopped in Hershey, PA for one night at Hershey Park Stadium. Some of the most memorable moments of the trek so far have been as special guests with Playboi Carti, Baby Keem, Justin Bieber, and Doja Cat all making appearances at various stops. In May, SZA was joined on stage by longtime bestie Lizzo, and the pair performed their remix of the latter's Special. Also in the interview piece, SZA opened up about her friendship with the Yiddy founder. We've been friends since like 2013, but it was very organic and very random. She explained to Ron, one day we were on the same tour, and I was like, we're about to drive out to Lake Michigan. Do you want to come? And she was like, yeah, let's go. And then we just got drunk and hung out, and we kept doing that. And then our lives and careers progressed, and we kept talking and hanging out. So that also would explain why Lizzo was with her on her appearance on the Kai Cenat stream. I never knew they were that tight like that. But shout out to SZA for overcoming that fear, that anxiety, those debilitating thoughts that would keep her from coming, to industry events that she felt may have centered around other artists. Maybe she didn't really see herself as, a star or somebody on the same level as those other people that had more longevity or more hits or more accolades. But now she's coming into her own. She's excited, and that's good to know. You know what I mean? Because she's out here killing it. She's been killing it, and I don't really see nobody out there that's really going to compete with her in her lane at this current point. So she could continue to do this for years to come. All right. Shout out to SZA. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to the Grand National Tour. And yeah, now we could go ahead and wrap up. Let me know what all your thoughts down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Much love and respect. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend for the hours that we got, and I will see y'all very soon. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.